Hi, I'm Marissa Joy Davis, and I was just interviewed by the lovely Keith Andrew. And I just have to say, I had the most amazing time. I feel so honored to be a part of what he is doing. I think he represents everything this world should be about. And I am so glad to call him my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network, the one and only Keith Andrew Network. Now, with that being said, it is episode 574. I am here with the talented and beautiful Marissa Davis, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Yes, no, thank you so much for, shooting me a message and letting me see what you are all about. And I love it. So thank you. I feel very honored.
Yeah, the honor's all mine. For people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And to prove to them you can still amount to something. So hashtag break the labels. Oh, go ahead.
I love it. I love it. Break the labels. I love it.
With that being said, half hour, 34 minutes of your time. Say anything you want. Talk about whatever you want. Freedom of speech, self-expressing. And starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm an actor and have been for a while, and I took about 9 years of a hiatus, and I am a mom of 3 daughters. So I'm just jumping back into my career. I'm getting to a point where it's time to, take care of myself so I can take care of them. So that's kind of where I've been at and what I've been doing. I have, like I said, I have a 17-month-old. I have a almost 5-year-old, and I have a daughter that'll be 9 this summer, this July. So it's crazy to think about. So right now, I've just been going back in to my career and showing them that you can do anything you put your mind to, and showing them that if you have a passion and a purpose in life, then you should be going after it. And so that's what I'm doing, and trying to navigate the fields of a working actor and full-time mom of 3 is not always the easiest challenge, but I'm making it work somehow, I think. The best that I can. So,
hey, no one's perfect. Look at me.
So I'm doing the best I can. I actually have a play we're doing our first read through tomorrow, and then we'll be in rehearsals for the next few months, and then it'll be in Austin. So we open May 10th and close June 2nd. So that'll be fun, and it'll be great to get my toe dip back into the water and work with some really talented people here in the community. So.
No, absolutely. Now, when you went to high school, did you do any sports? And when you were in college, were you a study nerd or party animal?
So in high school, I did volleyball until it was really hard I was always in theater, so it was really hard to manage that, because when you're in theater, your rehearsal schedule is every single day from 3 or 4:30 in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night, till whenever you were done. So I had to eventually stop doing sports and just really focus on my love and my passion. And then when I got to college, I was a theater major as well. So I would say I had a lot of fun in college, but I was also really focused. I graduated at the top of my class, and I took 18 hours every semester. So I definitely didn't slack in the school department either. I was kind of walked a balanced line, but I had fun. I definitely had fun.
Well, it's always good to keep yourself balanced.
Yeah, it's not bad to reward yourself after you write a 40-page paper, to go out with friends and hang out and have a good time. So it was good. I had a great college experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. And, but I still, passed all my classes and showed up for class every day. So it was good. It
No, absolutely. And now, in the last easy question I was going to ask you, then we go to the hard hitting ones. It's a lot of people make fun of me for this. I'm a loser. Did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or are you not into the whole stuff?
Like physically, like a human pyramid? Is that what you're talking? Maybe like in camp or something. That sounds maybe like cheer camp or something like that. That sounds familiar. Why? That's so random. I haven't thought about that in forever. Where everyone climbs. It hurts. It's not fun. I just remember like, you get like kneed in the back, and I'm not like a very like physical type person when it comes to that stuff. I don't like it. I'm kind of petite and little and like, don't hurt me.
I've been always a fan of that since I was 4 years old. I'm a loser.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, I was always a fan of that since I was 4 years old. I'm a loser.
You're silly. No, that's funny though. But yeah, no, I mean, maybe like a handful of times. I probably did it like, I think actually, I take that back. I think that I have a picture of a slumber party I had when I was like 12 of us doing like a human pyramid. Like that's really crazy to think about. But yeah, so I guess I've done it a handful of times. I probably haven't done it since I was probably 12.
Well,
But
would he be up for doing one, or is it past tense?
maybe with my kids. I mean, we might try to like my husband and I on the bottom and try to pile my kids on top. We could. I think we could actually make it work. So I have 3 girls, so we could probably make it work with the little baby on top. I'm always down for whatever.
Hey, don't knock it till you try. Well, apparently you tried it, but it's always fun. It's human art and it's an exercise.
Yeah, it definitely is an exercise of strength and ability to like have to work with other people, and strength for sure if you're on bottom, and agility if you're on top, and balance. So,
Were you
you know,
guys when you guys ever did one, or did you ever make like snarky comments? So I get you like, for an example, oh, you're no cream puff yourself, dairy, or aren't you supposed to be on a diet, or some?
no, I don't know, not
It would be
really. I
funny.
mean, yeah, I just I'm a big advocate of just always making sure everyone is kind to one another. So I've never been one to try to make any kind of comment to anyone that would be offensive, I think. So anti-bullying, be kind. That's what I look for, and that's what I instill in my kids as well.
No, absolutely, I agree with that. And the next subject I do want to talk about is: have you ever worked with people? Well, apparently you're working with me, so this is kind of like an oxymoron on my part. But are you willing to work with people with disabilities? And have you worked with people with disabilities besides me?
Am I willing? Absolutely. Like that, it's no brainer. Like I don't. Everyone is human. Everyone has their stuff, and I think as long as everyone is respectful to each other, then you can get any job done and succeed at it. It doesn't matter who you are, where your background is, where you come from. If you have a disability, you don't have a disability. If you've got childhood, baggage or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everyone is human, and we can all succeed in our purpose and work together in a way that pushes any project or anything you're doing forward. So first and foremost, yes, I would absolutely work with anyone from anything. Have I ever? I'm trying to think. I I don't. I don't. I guess I haven't. I haven't had a whole bunch of like real life jobs outside of the acting field and outside of theater, and I can't say that I have. I've definitely have given my time to. I summered and would give my time to like MDA camp, and so if that counts as working with children with muscular dystrophy, that was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had, and I feel like I was taught so much. I don't know if I taught them anything, but I know that they taught me everything. So I think that's probably the only thing I've ever come close to as far as like working with somebody. But like I said, I've been out of the work as far as like a work field. I've been out for a while. So, as a teenager when I had jobs, I didn't really work through college just because I did take 18 hours. I really just worked at a restaurant, and so I didn't really have a lot of. It was a very small town. It was limited, so I can't say that I haven't had all the exposure in the world as far as working with people with disabilities. But I am absolutely supportive of anyone. So,
Well, apparently you are because you're on my show.
exactly. Well, and I love what you're doing. So, I support anyone who is advocating for making people not have to be put in a box and not labeling and being able to just be exactly who you're supposed to be in this world. So I support anyone who has that purpose.
No, I agree. Now, next question I was going to ask you is with everything that you did in your acting career, have you ever worked with an actor with disabilities?
I don't think that I have. Like I'm trying to think of a time, but I've worked with kids, I've worked with adults, I've worked with elderly, but I've never worked that I can think of. Not anyone with a true disability. I did do a movie called Temple Grandin. It's based on Temple Grandin. Of course, Claire Danes played Temple Grandin, and she doesn't have a real disability. But I wasn't. Temple Grandin did actually come on set, and she was a part of that film, but I was not in the scenes with her. So no, I can't say that I have.
Well, if you're interested, maybe you can train me, so Jen, you can put it underneath your belt.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, like I said, I'm open to it all. I think it's great.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, have you ever done voiceovers, and would you be interested in doing voiceovers?
Yeah, I have done voiceovers. I've done voiceovers for a few things. I've done voiceovers for commercials. And I actually just did a voiceover a few weeks ago, and I have another one in a couple more weeks for a little cartoon-based web series. So, yeah,
Oh, what can you
voiceovers are
tell us?
fun.
But what can you tell us about that?
You know what? I am under an NDA, so I can't say much. I'm under contract. But it's really fun, and it's a really great project, and I am excited to be a part of it. So I can say that.
I understand. Takes the fun out of it. Okay, well, let's go to another time. I was gonna say, give me an example, but let's say, who influenced you to become an actress, and how many years have you been acting?
So I started as a kid, so I can remember watching Annie and putting a big red hat on and running through the living room and feeling like I was in that movie so much, and I would sing every word of everything I ever saw. So from a young age, I was working and I was enthralled with everything. I loved being able to extend my imagination into a world that was outside of the constraints of the world that I was living in, which wasn't always easy as a kid. And it was a way for me to escape. One of my big, I guess, inspirations, especially as like a child, it's funny to say, but Sarah Jessica Parker is one of my favorite actresses, and I was so into her at such a young age. She was in a movie called Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and God, I probably was like 4 years old, but I was just completely enthralled with her, and I wanted to see everything she was in. And then as I got older, I followed her career into everything that she did. But I think she was such a huge inspiration for me as a kid. I would just can remember just watching movies, and whatever I was watching, I felt so inspired by. If I watched a karate movie, I swear to you, for the week, I thought I was a karate expert. I would like just sit in my room for hours practicing moves. If I watched a dance movie, I was, thought for sure I was a dancer, and I would be doing pirouettes around the kitchen, even though I'd never taken a dance class in my life. I just could completely felt just so absorbed through the movie, and I think that was one of the biggest things. And then as I got older, I was interested in so many different career fields, and I felt like being an actor was a way to experience many of those things without having to get a degree in each one. So I was just always incredibly interested in doing that and felt such a passion for it. So I would say, yeah, SJP all the way.
If you don't mind me for asking, you are a beautiful woman, number one. And
Thank you.
I was staring at your hair color. Do you dye your hair?
I get balayage.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well, it's like they hand paint certain pieces, but I'm a mom of three, and availability is limited, I would say. So I probably only go like twice a year. So I make sure to keep a color that my roots are that can kind of match. And that way when it grows out, it doesn't look so crazy. And I can just, you know, have it grow out to the natural and then finally go back in and get it redone. And so I try to keep it low maintenance and super easy and close to my natural color as possible.
No, it looks great because the reason it caught my attention, I was like, oh, you're, like I said, you're beautiful and you're blonde, and then you move your hair back, saying, huh, you actually look very good as a brunette. And then I was like, huh, is he actually a blonde or a brunette? And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can pull
So
it
I
off.
keep it as close to my natural color as you can see it as possible. And then just put little baby balayage around it and call it a day. I need easy. Like, the easier the better for my life, really.
Here's a funny story. I tried dyeing my hair blonde. This is about 2009, 2010. I had long hair. I don't like having long hair. Short hair is easier. And
Oh, great.
my brother makes fun of me because I like putting water in my hair and do like the streaks. I guess it's
Okay.
kind of like a rocker slash emo look. Is he said to me, "What's the deal with your hair? It looks like someone used a rake on you."
And those little streaky highlights. I remember people having those, especially what was that like in the early 2000s. It was super big. I think Ryan Seacrest even had those. There's a lot of people that had those. So you were just one of many boys experimenting with your hair.
That's true. But the problem is I had long hair and it was like dark here, blonde on top, and it looked like diarrhea. It's like it looks like someone just dumped something on their head. It's like then a couple years later, it's like, oh, let me try red, and then it looked like kind of like a strawberry. It's like, no, just leave my hair alone.
Just keep it
Eventually,
natural.
I kind of going for the John Cena look, Randy Orton look.
Okay, yeah, it's a good look. It's a good look. I think the the less maintenance you have to do, the easier it is on your life, at least for me. So I imagine a lot of people are busy. They don't want to have to spend a lot of time doing their hair. So if I can keep my hair short and easy and not have to do much to it, that's great. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, like yourself included, that would agree that that's just an easier way to do it.
I do have one more question about your hair, if I may. I don't want to impose on you.
No, go for it.
How fast does it grow? And have you ever thought about doing like there's this actors I'm trying to think of. I'm not staring at your face like what hairstyle would be nice and what actors has had it. It's where you cut everything off on the side. It's kind of like right now you look like Megan Fox.
Oh, well, thank you.
But if you do the short hair, you kind of look like April Reese. Don't mind me. When I don't do my interviews as a way, my disability shows more.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
So right now you look like Megan Fox, but with blonde hair. But if you make it short, you can look like April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Ninja Turtles. That's my jam, man. I love Ninja Turtles. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I have had very long hair, and I think the shortest I've gotten is probably like maybe an inch or so shorter than this. I tend to just, like I said, I don't do my hair often, so it just grows, and then I'll cut like 6 to 7 inches off, and then we just start that cycle over again. So I haven't gone much shorter than about an inch, probably shorter than this, and that's it.
All right. We're not make this like a hair episode or anything.
We talk about hair all day long. I like all that girly stuff. So
Yeah, I do. And my coworker, came over to me. Because I like to smell nice, and she thought I was gay because I was looking at the lemon stuff. And I was like, huh, this smells like strawberries. Because I'm unique. A lot of people say I'm gay. I'm not gay. And I go on the record for that. But I like to smell nice. And I was looking at I didn't know it was the lemon stuff, number one. I thought it was the guy section. It's like, huh, this smells like an ocean. This smells like strawberries. She came over to me, like, you're looking at... And she wasn't really nonchalant about it. She came over to just a couple customers around. You look at the lemon stuff? So I'm like, oh, thanks for embarrassing me. And so instead of being embarrassed about it, I like to look pretty. But
Hell
still,
yeah. I I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think that women's stuff smells beautiful, and if that's the scent that you gravitate towards. And I also think there's some sex, like some unisex scents out there that can go either way. I mean, I've definitely smelled women's quote unquote perfume that have smelled incredibly masculine and vice versa. I remember one time I summered in Europe, and I was I was traveling a lot in Europe, and I was really missing my husband. We were just dating at the time. And every time I walked to the airport, I would spray. They always have those like cologne shots. And I would spray his cologne all over me. So I was wearing men's cologne like my whole trip because it would just make me think of him and I would miss him less. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm gonna ask you about social media and how did you break into acting, and what tips do you have for us?
Wonderful.
Williams. This is Vanessa Lina. I'm Adrian Lalo. This is Cynthia Bass today. I'm Sonia Fisher. This is Shane Smith.
My name is Alexandra Bowie.
My name is Amelia Clover.
Hi, I'm Amy Linden.
Hi, I'm Anita Nicole Brown.
It's Renee Green.
Hi, my name is Asata Caldwell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Bryn Berg.
Hi, I'm Casey Dunn.
Hi, it's Cassandra Kavinsky.
Hi, I'm Christina Briza.
I'm Cindy Hogan.
I'm Courtney Sinello.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
My name is Deborah Jane East.
Hi, my name is Dinah Marcia.
Everyone, I'm Victoria London.
Hi, I'm Heather Crona.
Hi, I'm Heather Callahan Stevens.
Hi, I'm J. Nicole Ralph.
My name is Jamie Petrone.
My name is Julie.
My name is Julia Brankovich.
Kathleen Wills.
Kimberly Amato.
Hi, my name is Laura Putnam.
Hi, I'm Laura Chapanis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alyssa Damas.
This is Michelle Mupo, a.k.a. Fuchsia.
I'm Rachel Laverne.
Hi, my name is Sarah Joy Mount.
Hi, I'm Susan Brender.
Hi, everyone. This is Venus Leone.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Turner.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Herrera, and I was just on the Keith Andrew Network. It was tons of fun. We used up all our time and then some. I really recommend this show, and try to be a guest on Keith's show. It was super
fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 574. I am here to talented and beautiful Miss Marissa. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, let's do, actually, why did it just reset back to 34 minutes? Hey, anything can happen live, right? Let's see, let's make it 16 minutes, I guess, right?
Sounds good.
I talk too much, and I like talking to you, so let's have some fun with it.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright, so don't mind me, let me get into the mindset. I've been working at Walmart, so I haven't done my interviews as of late, so it's kind of like, alright, stay focused. Ah, crap, when am I working tomorrow? And then I lose my focus. But this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, it's easy to lose focus when you've got a lot in your mind, for sure. I understand that.
No, absolutely. Now, the first question I was going to ask you is social media. Can it make you or break you? If everything you accomplish has Twitter, Facebook, Instagram impacted your career and helped you get your roles out there, or get roles, and how do you feel about having your kids using it?
Whew, that's a good question you got there. Okay. God, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? So currently, as just the trends continue and the way that this world is going right now, social media, especially as far as somebody that is an actor or somebody who wants a podcast or anybody that wants to be influential, Instagram is like the place to be. And I do think, sadly, the more followers you have, you're going to get more jobs that way, just because it's an easier way for whatever product or whatever show you're in or whatever play you're in or whatever you're doing or commercial. You have a built-in audience right there for whoever. So let's say you do a Nordstrom commercial and you have 100,000 followers. Well, guess what? Now Nordstrom just had 100,000, people that have could possibly have just seen that commercial because maybe you put it out on your Instagram, selling it that way. And it's just free marketing for them. So I do think that in this industry, it's incredibly helpful. I also think it's hurtful in the sense of as your career grows, more people are following you, more people are attacking you, you get more haters. So it's tricky. It's very tricky. And I do know that when you walk out of some casting offices, they will ask like, well, what's your Instagram name? And they do want to look you up. And sometimes it's just, they want to see you're just like a real human being. Like you're not just every photo is you looking pretty, like you have a real life and you're someone with depth. And I think that's really cool. And sometimes they just really want to see how many people you can impact through your social media. As far as my kids go, well, they don't have any way to get to social media that they won't have for a very long time. They don't have YouTube right now because of all the Momo stuff that's going around. It's so hard to protect your kids in the internet day and age. I mean, it's really scary. And I know that there's people out there that have like Instagram names for their kids right now because they're like, well, maybe in 20 years, this will be really great for them. And this could help them for their career and blah, 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 blah. And I think that's cool. Yeah, sure. I understand that viewpoint, but also you're exposing how many people to your kids' everyday life, what their face looks like. You're exposing them to potential predators. And I guess I'd rather just play like safe than sorry card. And I mean, I personally am not, I mean, as great as it may be, and maybe I'm completely wrong and they're going to hate me in 20 years and go, Mom, why didn't you put me out on Instagram with my own name and have an account for me? Because now I could have gotten this job. They could be so mad at me in 20 years and I'm willing to be like, sorry, I thought I was doing the best. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I personally choose to not do that. But I know that there's a lot of people that do. And I know that my kids, have seen like the YouTube channels when there's adult supervision around and where I can make sure they're not watching anything inappropriate of like kids shows and stuff. But again, then you're exposing them to a whole another world out there that's very scary and a world that you can't control. And as a parent, that is absolutely my biggest fear and it's terrifying. So I don't know. There's a love-hate relationship, I think, with social media when it comes to a career and also parenting. So,
no, I agree with you, and I give you a perfect example. Number one, I will say this to my main part in a second, but let's go to number two. I try to network with every single person. If you're on Instagram, I don't care how old you are. If you're on there, I will introduce myself to you. I will share my message to you. And I extend my hand to friendship. It doesn't matter if you're 6, 10, 15. If you're on Instagram, then you're pretty much fair game. And I will go and, like I did you, I introduced myself. I said, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. And I would like to have you as a fan. And you're making a new friend out of it. That is it. And if you're interested, maybe you want to hang out one day. And that's another question. Didn't know if you're from New York, but I know you're an hour behind. I think you're in Chicago?
I'm in Austin. Austin, Texas. But I love New York. New York is my favorite place.
Yeah, if you ever come to New York, you should definitely get lunch or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I come to New York a lot. I really love it there. So absolutely, I'd be totally down for that. For having a slice of pizza and some coffee or something.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And again, I'm not hitting on you or anything.
I didn't think you were. I don't think my husband would be too happy about that.
Yeah, I like to keep my teeth in my mouth. Thank you. But still, like I would introduce myself. I would extend my hand in friendship. I like making friends. I don't care who you are, how old you are, gay, straight, whatever. If you give me respect, I'm going to give you respect. And that's all that matters to it. And at the end of the day, it's about making yourself a better person. That's number one. Number two, actually there is a third part. Number two, I don't think kids should be on Instagram, because I was looking for people to add to my fan base, and I was like, people like 11, 12, 13, and what the hell is this shit? And it's like, this is where the problem starts. If you're in high school, that's fine, but anything before high school, absolutely not. Here's a stick, here's a ball, get your ass outside, go make friends, go be socialized. I'm not saying do drugs or anything, just you don't need Facebook.
Interact one-on-one with somebody and not through the internet.
Yes. And my biggest thing is reason I want to tell you, and it gets this out to my viewers, is last night another impersonator messaged me. I have a friend, Melina Perez, and I'm looking forward to meeting her again at WrestleCon that's coming up. I'm a big wrestling fan. And I'm so sick and tired of impersonators impersonating wrestlers, saying, hey, I'm really this person, so follow me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram should have 2 brand new policies. And this is for all websites out there, for that matter. Rule number 1. If you use your middle name, like for me, I use Keith Andrew, you make sure you get the text message on your phone, you verify it's you. And if you want a personal account, you use your first, middle, and last name. That's it. If you get those 2 accounts deleted for whatever reason, you're banned from the websites from making duplicate websites, duplicate accounts. Because it's amazing how many people impersonate each other. Like for Melina Perez, there's hundreds of people that impersonate her. There's a lot of people with the name Keith Andrews or Keith Andrew. So 2 accounts, do everything right, and then you cut off the thing at the source. You cut everything off saying, well, someone tried to use my name. It's like, sorry, username is taken. And we have information on that person, so if you try to do it again, then we know that person's a fake. But they won't do that. That's why there's hundreds and hundreds of impersonators out there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect system. And yeah, there's people out there impersonating. There's fans out there, just posting about. And you just never really know unless there's that little check mark where it's verified who you're talking to, and it's scary. And sometimes I think if it's somebody who is good, they're going to be honest, and it's just, but you just never know. You never really know. Even when you know someone, you don't always know everything. So imagine how scary that is and how mystifying that could be out in the internet world,
No, I agree, and I'm still trying to get that I finally got over 1,000 people on Twitter. Do you use Twitter?
You know what? I'm so bad. No. I have it, and I never use it. I just started really trying to focus on Instagram lately, and I've always been like a Facebook user. But it's hard to keep up with all the different social media stuff, But I'm getting better at Instagram, and maybe once I've gotten really good at that, I can move towards Twitter one thing at a time.
Well,
this is the best.
If I would recommend this for you, if I may, all you need is LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the other stuff you don't need. And I'm like, okay, if you don't want to use LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's all you would really need. And to be verified, I've been trying to do that, but that's a real pain in the ass to do. But it makes sense. But even that, people can easily take, and then they make up their own accounts too. So that they try to mess up.
I agree. It's definitely hard. I remember when Facebook first came out, it was just college students only. You couldn't even have it unless then. And now I know there's little kids on it, and it's like, why? I don't understand. There's just, you can't monitor that much content as a parent. It's very, very hard. And then also make sure that there's nothing going on at school. You're just adding more I just feel like it's like a piece of paper and you're like poking holes through it in this like the possibility of all of these things coming through those holes. You're just making that bigger and wider and easier and your child more accessible to all the damage. And I just think you got to limit that shit, man. You just can't. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that. I don't understand it. I think from a personal standpoint, career standpoint, the social media is great. I hate that, like you're saying, that you can't always verify who is who and it could be a fake. That sucks. I hate that part of it, that aspect of it. And I think that it's a really great way to market yourself, market whatever you're trying to expose, whether you're in real estate or you're an actor or you're a musician or an artist or whatever, you're doing. I think it's a great way to you utilize those things and you're able to get and expose yourself to way more people. And when you're exposing yourself to people, sometimes they're really great and sometimes those people are really bad. And that's where you have to be careful.
No, absolutely. Now, that being said, was the last 3 minutes and counting. I'm going to pass it over to you. Was there anything you want to know? Anything you want to talk about?
So what brought you to this? Like, where did this all stem from? Your desire to want to talk to people and reach out to people? Like, why is this your passion? And has this always been your passion, even when you were really small?
All right. To make a long story short, trying to find the words for it because I've been saying it for how many episodes. 2004, I joined DAV squad, and I was anti-social in my freshman year. This guy named Thomas Earl came over to me and said, why are you sitting against the wall? Why don't you come in and make something of yourself? Come down to AV. So I went in my sophomore year, and so I go, let me see your classes, and of course, why I didn't go in my freshman year is because I failed every single class. So towards the end, I just passed with all 65s. Give myself a little pat on the back. Long story, I get to that later. So he's like, oh, you're failing your class, you can't be here. So I went in the hallway, I started to cry, he thought I was faking. This girl came in, Meg Kling, said, why is Keith out there crying? He's like, oh, he's just been out there for a while. Came in, he said, I tell you what, you can stay and be a part of this group, but the first time you show me, or I see you slacking off, or this is a con act, or you're taking advantage of it, you're banned for the rest of the school year. And not just sophomore, for the entire junior and senior. And I thought, alright, so he really had he had a love-hate relationship. He gave me a lot of stuff. We used to watch cartoons. He used to give me cartoon tapes. He used to give me equipment, like the headsets, and I used to give it to my brother. But because he was at school, he used to give it to the art department or whatever he used to do. And so every time he used to give me stuff, I used to keep it and give it to everyone else. I was trying to think, was just looking at the time, because I have a next interview. I saw Almost Famous one day when I walked into AV. I was like, I want to do that. I want to be a roadie. I want to be a personal assistant. And for 2004 to about 2007, maybe 2008, maybe 9, I was obsessed with that. Then I got sick out of my own stupidity. Long story. Long story short, I worked in retail. The girl flirted with me. And then, it was just, whole drama. So I got better, and while I was recovering, I came across a USA Suits. Well, the name of the show is Suits. A USA show called Suits.
Yeah.
And I resonated with Harvey Specter. I wanted a boss like Harvey Specter. I wanted to be like Mike Ross. I wanted to have a girlfriend, like you, but who looked like Rachel. I'm just a beautiful girlfriend. I have a career. I can be an actor and all that. And I went to acting classes with my sister. And they're like, okay, 600. And then you get a little certificate. And after the 600, it's another 1,200. And a little certificate. But that doesn't guarantee you're going to get acting roles. You're just saying you took acting class. And I'm like, well, maybe down the road, if I have money to throw, I can do something. And I just got tired of sitting with my family about, what to do with my life. I don't know what to do. My brother used to say to everyone else, I don't know what to do with my life. Same thing, I don't know what to do with my life. My parents would say, go talk to him, go talk to her, they know people. And it's like, what about me? It's like, one, you don't keep your mouth shut. You keep going to different jobs. You can't hold down a job. You never went to college. You're not qualified. And you're not basically qualified to do anything. You're going to be a burden and you're going to be placed into a group home. And I said, screw it. I'm going to keep it PG. I said, screw it. I'm going to show you with a learning disability, I can still amount to something. So from 2013, I started my talk show, and I made a couple mistakes over the time. I did audio, that didn't work out. I was still having panic attacks. Then I decided to do video, and unfortunately, I didn't have permission forms, so I did 300, and I had to take them down. And unofficially, it's about 800 and growing. But officially, it's 774, thanks to you. And I'm just showing you, with a disability, look at what I'm able to accomplish. And if I have to die, I'm going to turn myself into an example. No matter what, if it's big or small, it's the thought that counts. And I want to turn myself into an example to sum up all those years in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. I love what you're doing. Okay, I have a follow-up, real quick question.
Sure.
Actually, I'd like two. So, name your favorite food and your favorite number.
I have a lot of favorite numbers. Favorite food. All right. There's a lot. I like meatballs, and I like candy M's. I love candy M's.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. And your what's your lucky number?
There's two of them. Actually, three of them. 88, 24, and 13. I was born January 24th, so 24 is a lucky number because that's the day I was born, and 88 was the year. 13 because that's when I started my talk show.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
but I do have a couple questions for you off the air.
Sure.
But wrapping up our interview segment, the first thing I want to ask you is, are you on social media, like we talked about? Are you on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or any that I didn't mention?
I am on Twitter. Don't use it much. I am on Instagram. At marissa.joy.davis, and I am on Facebook, Marissa Joy Davis. So.
Not a LinkedIn person, huh?
I think I have a LinkedIn account, but I've never accessed it, and I've had it probably for 10 or more years. I've just never. And the reason I think I have it is because I get those notifications that so and so wants to connect with you on LinkedIn, and I was like, how do these people? I guess I have a LinkedIn account that I'm unaware about. So. I don't know. My husband is obsessed with LinkedIn. I just haven't gone that way. It's just a lot to manage.
It is. That's why you just have to knock it down to the main important ones.
Yeah.
And if you guys are interested, maybe we can do a group interview.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
And the last question I was going to ask you, how I end all my shows. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction? And after being a guest, how do you feel now? And would you recommend it to all your friends?
So my first reaction was to obviously look exactly, I wanted to know everything about you. So I went on your website and it just completely touched everything that I believe in. So thank you for that. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this. Thanks for being a part of my journey, as well as letting me be a part of yours. And I'm so glad that I did this. I'm so glad to have met you and so happy to know you now and to call you my friend. So I just feel so much gratitude. So thank you for everything that you're doing, everything you're representing, and letting me be a part of that with you.
No, absolutely. Now stay tuned for Off the Air. Do you have a couple questions? But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. And I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
Yeah. Well, thank you.